Steve's gaze shifts to Jonah, a mixture of suspicion and empathy in his eyes. Kara, having silently observed the exchange, leans against a nearby display case, arms crossed, a skeptical glint in her eye. The crumpled Canadian flag at Jonah's feet adds a poignant touch to the scene. The air hangs heavy with unspoken tensions.
Tell me everything.
Soundboy? Is it all right? Oh, don't worry about me dying injury. It's where I'm best, Jack.
Anything.
Why this place? Why target the butterflies?
Jonah's gaze drops to the crumpled flag, a fresh wave of grief washing over him. The vibrant colors of the butterflies scattered amongst the debris seem to mock his despair.
This is where we, my girlfriend, our first date, was here.
He trails off, his voice choked with emotion. The weight of his unspoken words hangs heavy in the air.
She was so depressed. Everything happening. The bombing, the riot in the Forks.
What? What happened?
Jonah avoids Steve's gaze, focusing on a broken butterfly wing lying on the floor. The silent stretches punctuated only by Jonah's ragged breathing.
She jumped into the Red River.
Steve recoils as if struck, the canteen slipping from his grasp and clattering to the floor. Kara's eyes widen, her skepticism replaced by a flicker of understanding. The tragedy of Jonah's story hangs heavy in the air, casting a long shadow over the already tense atmosphere.
I just wanted to be with her, here, with the butterflies.
Jonah, you have so much to live for. This country isn't dying. Jonah, you have so much to live for. This country isn't dying.
Steve gently pats Jonah's shoulder, offering a reassuring smile. He gestures towards a nearby cafe, its warm lights a beacon in the darkening cityscape.
There's a cafe down the street. How about a cup of coffee? Kira and I were heading there anyway.
Jonah hesitates, his gaze distant, before offering a weak nod. Kara, who had watched the exchange with a mix of skepticism and concern, approaches them cautiously.
What's going on?
I'm Jonah.
Kira.
Jonah's joining us for coffee. Come on, let's go.
Kira nets Steve a questioning look, but links her arm through his, pulling him slightly away from Jonah as they start walking.
Seriously, what's the deal with him?
They start walking towards the cafe, the rhythmic tap of their footsteps echoing on the pavement.
You really an American soldier?
The cafe's aroma of freshly brewed coffee wafts towards them, a comforting scent in the crisp evening air.
Yep, part of the mission too. East Canadians into American life, you could say.
If I were Prime Minister, I'd send marshmallows next time there's a forest fire instead of, actual help. C's been smitten ever since.
Jonah manages a weak smile, his eyes still distant.
My girlfriend was a theater nerd, played Sandy in Grease. She dedicated hopelessly devoted to me before every performance.
Kira notices the subtle tremble in Jonah's voice and softens her expression slightly.
You have family, right?
Yeah, I do.
As they reach the cafe's entrance, Kira releases Steve's arm on turns to face Jonah.
Well, that's something to live for. My family doesn't come around much. Well, that's something to live for. My family doesn't come around much.
The cafe's bell chimes as they push open the door. A gust of stale coffee scented the air swirling around them. The dim lighting casts long shadows across the worn booths and checkered floor.
Over there?
Sure.
Kira slides into the booth. The worn leather cool against her skin. Jonah sits beside her, while Steve, after a moment's hesitation, takes the seat opposite them, the scuff of his military boots echoing in the quiet cafe.
During COVID, my family kind of sent me away. They worked with the public in the place I work shut down. They were scared of me getting sick.
How did you cope?
I had Tina and Lola, my cats. When January 6th came around, I put on Celtic Thunder and danced. Their music always calms me.
I remember that day. The day those American radicals stormed the Capitol. It was unsettling.
Steve shifts uncomfortably in his seat. The memory of that day a raw wound. He hadn't realized its impact had spread so far north.
Yeah, that was a difficult time.
I'm an emotional sponge, you know. I often feel the energy around me. But daily, I was an awesome kid that day rusty so we will spare the situation anger. How cool is that? The fear, the anger, it was overwhelming.
My girlfriend, she was the same way. Empathetic to a fault.
A heavy silence settles over the booth. Jonah breaks it, his voice barely above a whisper.
Would you mind if I hugged you? I just need something to ground me.
Of course.
Jonah reaches across the table, his arms enveloping Kira in a tight embrace. Steve watches, a flicker of jealousy sparking in his chest.
Thanks. I needed that too.
Kira catches Steve's gaze, the unspoken emotion clear in his eyes. She reaches across the table and takes his hand, her touch a silent reassurance. A small smile plays on Steve's lips.
You okay?
Yeah. Just thinking.
Later that evening, Kira finds Steve sitting alone outside the cafe, staring at the bustling Canadian street. The neon lights of storefronts paint his face in flickering hues of red and blue. He nervously fiddles with a loose thread on his uniform.
Hey, everything all right? You seem distant.
Oh, hey, just taking in the sights.
Are you mad at me about earlier with Jonah?
No, not at all.
Good. I wasn't sure. I don't always understand emotions. I kind of go by protocol. Sad? Sometimes it's inappropriate. I know.
It's fine, Jira. Honestly, it's me. I was jealous.
Jealous? Of me? Why?
Steve hesitates, unsure how to explain the complex cocktail of emotions swirling within him. He'd witnessed Kira's compassion with Jonah, a vulnerability he rarely saw in her, and it had stirred something unexpected within him.
I really don't process emotions the same way. But seeing you comfort him, someone you barely know, I never would have done that. It was honorable. I was jealous of your ability to connect like that.
Oh,
A tense silence hangs between them, broken only by the distant rumble of traffic. Steve reaches out, his hand covering Kira's.
I'm sorry for being jealous and for, well, everything.
it's fine. I understand. Kind of.
Kara glances down at their joined hands, a flicker of something unreadable in her eyes. The streetletip casts long shadows, obscuring her expression as she looks back at Steve.
You're in my world now, not your world. And I got friends on the other
The streetletip casts long shadows, blurring the line between their clasped hands and the growing tension in the air.
Sit down at my table. Put your
A sudden, sharp ring cuts through the silence. Steve's phone vibrates insistently in his pocket.
Duty calls, I guess.
I can read your future.
No worries. Rain check.
Definitely. It's a promise.
He glances at the caller at Jeremy. His smile falters as he swipes to answer. Jeremy's frantic tone immediately apparent.
Jeremy, what's wrong?
Steve, it's Tina. She's gone. Missing. From the bowling alley.
Missing. What do you mean missing? Like, taken?
What's going on?
Jeremy, Shiraz here. Tell us everything.
Someone? They gassed the place. Filled the whole damn bowling alley with some kind of sleeping gas. Everyone's out cold. Lola's trying to rouse people, but Tina's gone, vanished.
Lola's panicked voice is audible in the background, a jumble of distressed words.
Police. Ambulance. Oh, God, Tina. Where is she?
Hallgrat. This has his fingerprints all over it.
Jeremy was in. Lola, try to stay calm. Get everyone to safety. We're coming to get you. Then we're going straight to the base. This needs Thompson's attention and Kate's expertise. We're going to find Tina.
Steve ends the call, the silence heavy with unspoken fear and determination. He looks at Kyra.
Let's go.